let's talk about the legendary class, Summoner. Hey, Levians, it is Sister Great here. Hopefully having a great day. I'm having a great day. We're back today in World 0 because we're going to be going over the Summoner class. I'm going to be talking about its abilities, how to play it, recommended perks, all that good stuff. Kind of talking about the mechanics of it. So if you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button, do the same with the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. So let's get on into it. First things first, Summoner is a ranged class, and it's kind of unique in that. So first things first to go over, the Summoner actually has a hidden ability that allows it that every time you hit something, you have a chance to get souls, okay? What are souls? Well, you need souls for your main summon ability, and thus to get up to 5 little goobers to fight for you. So let's go ahead and go on over the first ability. We have Rift Rifle. Summon Rift energy and fire it at your foes. Randomly gather souls. So this applies also with the hidden ability for you to gather souls. So it's basically this little standard attack. It really doesn't do that much damage. If you want to max and min, you know, use this whenever you're not attacking or summoning or all that good jazz. The next ability is Summon. Summon a lesser being, summons up to 5 enemies and costs souls. So much like how the Archer's mechanic for its ultimate works, that is how the summons work. You have to gather souls, and you know, doing damage using Rift Rifle or using our F ability, Soul Harvest, will get you those souls. So let's go ahead and summon these guys. They do a really good job of doing damage. So they're only around for about 10 seconds. And they have a nifty little thing where if you hit Rift Explosion, it will make them explode. They're not going to explode in the overworld right now, but I can kind of show you a video here in a minute of what that looks like. They do heavy amounts of damage and can take out a level 100 elite at about a third to a half hit points if you got enough of them gathered around. They do a ton of damage. Now with the minions, keep in mind, depending on what dungeon they're in, depends on their damage. They actually have a base scaling for regular dungeons, and then if they get into Nightmare, it goes up to 1.8 2 times 2. So kind of keep that in mind that while you're playing through, these guys are actually scaled for the Nightmares for being harder and for towers and stuff like that. Now, how the minions work is when you summon them, they will go towards the nearest enemy. And they're not smart, okay? So when you're going to be using this ability, you need to be very, very sure that, you know, your enemy is right there. Also keep in mind you summon them directly in front of you, which means if you are running away from mobs and you hit this ability, guess what? You are now stuck because they have collision. That is one of the big things with this class, is you are going to be suffering from a whole lot of collision. And managing that can be a little difficult, but I will be happy to show y'all. Oh, tree. So we already talked about the lovely R ability, which is Rift Explosion, which basically causes harsh radical damage. This only blows up your smaller summons. We do have a bigger summon that I will show y'all here in a minute, and that's chunky. So they will always be at your level, by the way. The next ability we're going to go over is Soul Harvest. Summon a rift that deals damage and gathers souls. Collect the orb at the end. Now this ability is really cool because what it does is it gathers souls for you. But it's a stationary AoE. Let me show you. So we're going to run over here to these Gilded Scorpions. I'm going to get them all nice and happy and in a circle. And I'm going to go ahead and cast this ability. Basically, it is a very small stationary AoE that sticks around for quite some time. Now, I will give you my biggest tidbit. When you go to collect it, when it has gone through its entire life cycle, if you are dodging and weaving and moving a lot, the thing will actually yeet itself into the void. Okay? It does not have good tracking, so it will be dumb. Just FYI. So if you're not paying attention to go and run towards it when it ends its life cycle, then you can lose it to the void. So just kind of keep that in mind, that you can lose whatever it has gathered for you into the void. Now, the ultimate ability for this class, Super Summon. Summon a greater soul being with a longer lifespan and greater attacks. So we have this guy. Look at him. He is chunky. He is very chunky. So this guy does a lot of damage. He, for level 100, is 110. He generally is about 10 to 11 levels higher than you. Just kind of depends on when you're at, but that's its max level it can summon at. It does a lot of damage. It does a lot of good boss damage. It does a lot of elite damage. And then once it dies, it evaporates and we start the recharge. So let me kind of talk about some perks and some pets you can use for this. So perks for this class you are going to need with your summons. Your summons damage is not based off you, which means the only things that are doing damage based off of your attacks is your basic attack and your F attack, which means everything else is based off of a predetermined thing. So honestly, I wouldn't recommend using attacks or crit or attack up. I would recommend Leech Life maybe, because if you get stuck in a corner, you will die very quickly. And the pet you want to use is not going to be a healing pet. So I would recommend Ultimate Recharge, because Ultimate Recharge is going to give you the absolute most bonus, because you're going to be able to get that lovely, lovely big guy back up. That's super. Now for pets, there's been a little bit, I've had other people tell me to use White Butterfly. Here's the reason I say don't use White Butterfly, okay? So I'm going to show you me doing a dungeon run, and basically I don't use White Butterfly, I use Black Butterfly. Because part of the biggest problem with this class is mobility. You get stuck and you don't have a whole lot to do. So basically, my biggest recommendation, we're going to go back up to those Gilded Scorpions. The Black Butterfly's ability, the Black Hole, also can gather you orbs. So my favorite thing to do is run into a big group. I hit the Black Butterfly's ability, and I also hit my lovely F attack for Soul Harvest, which means every time I encounter a group of mobs, even if I don't kill them, I can get my summons up 2 times back to back, which means for clearing speed, this 1 allows me to do a lot more damage, and 2 allows me to get my summons up so that I can keep rolling through the next fight, and so when I go encounter the next group of mobs, I don't have any problems. So I really like that combo. I actually don't use my main summon, my big ultimate, unless I'm fighting a lot of elites or I'm at the boss, because it takes a lot of time. He is really dumb and likes to get stuck like this going towards mobs, and it's really dumb, okay? Now I could see the use of White Butterfly with this class because it will speed up your ultimate summons, but here's the deal. I want to roll on to the next one and I want to keep going, so I don't want to have to stop. I want to keep moving. I generally can clear with, since I don't have a, 0 weapon for this class yet, I can clear most Nightmare dungeons in about 7 to 9 minutes solo. So this class is very good solo ability. You just have to know how to play it. It's about managing your souls, and it's about managing your momentum and your health. So you do have to kind of pay attention to what's going on the battlefield. You have to kind of wrangle stuff up appropriately, and not be completely dumb. So for armor wise, I would recommend, I actually have a good setup with Untouchable, and I have HP up. I wish I didn't have glass, but I don't know if Fortress has been fixed yet, so I don't really want to go remake it. But yeah, so those are kind of my big tips and tricks. If you want to use White Butterfly, be my guest. If you just want to be spamming that greater summons, go on ahead. I found it's not that great. I just kind of prefer doing that. Now, with the lesser summons, everyone's like, how do you know when to blow them up? Well, there's sometimes I just place them down, I'll let them do a little bit damage, and then I'll blow them up. Everyone's like, oh, they stink, the explosion's not that good. The explosion is actually pretty OP. You just have to learn how to manage it. So pretty much after I hit my minions buttons, like right here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then I hit my explosion button, which they won't explode right now because there's nothing there. So I'll usually give them about 5 seconds, and then I will blow them up. In case there's server lag, there's cooldown. Now, if you do see them starting to die, because this does happen a lot, then I know they'll be attacking minions, and then they just go pfft. So that's kind of my recommendation on them, is they get 5 seconds of life to do some damage. After that, they don't get to live anymore. And I'll kind of show you. We'll go over to this group of mobs. I would never summon your minions other if they were not at like all 5. I'm gonna go ahead and just summon 3 right here. Let them punch this scorpion. So they're near the end of their life cycle. I'm going to go ahead and blow them up. And, you know, that was 100,000 damage. It's just a little. Just a little. So that's kind of one of the cool things about this class is it is very different, but I will give you all the biggest tip. It is about managing and getting the mechanics down. I love playing this class. It is very chill once you get it down because it's literally, for me, using Black Butterfly, it's 1F, wait till 5, hit E, let them gather around, hit R, and then I roll on to the next group. So plebs, if you have any questions or comments you want to know about the class, I'm probably going to be trying to get a 0 weapon in this because this is beyond broken and I absolutely love it. And so probably we'll see some more streams of me trying to get some staffs. So let me know if you pick Summoner, what your thoughts on it are. If this kind of helps, if you want me to do, like, you know, different runs. I will give you all one final thing. Their targeting for your summons is broken and dumb, okay? Like, when I'm talking dumb, like, this is basic Roblox UI, so understand it is dumb, okay? For Kraken, there's a good chance it is bugged. So, the last time I went into Tower 2 with this class, it decided to attack the part that's invulnerable. So, that's kind of the only limitation is when you get mobs that have invulnerability status, yeah. Also, on Kahona Heartland, unfortunately, because of how slow how small the window the boss is for the attack cycle, it is really hard to get an attack off. So if those are kind of the one things I'm not looking forward to. So if you're looking to grind for staffs for that, you may need to switch on over to an elementalist build, just so you can manage the boss. So, Plebs, thank you for making it this part of the video. Unless they fixed it, I hope they fixed it. Plebs, thank you for making it this part of the video. Hopefully it was informative. Sorry it was long. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye! Before we go, guys, I want to give a big shout out to my lovely knights of the YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate all of y'all's support. Y'all are amazing. And a big shout out to my Emerald Knights. Thank you so much for the love and support. See y'all next time.